Did you know that the top 1% pay next to nothing in taxes? Some even remove the next to nothing and give literally nothing back to the government in form of tax reparations. Don't believe me? In 2018, Elon Musk, the second richest man in the world, paid exactly $0 in the form of federal income taxes. And at that time, he was worth $14 billion. So why should you keep giving out the better part of your hard-earned money to the IRS when there are ways you can legally cut back on the amount you pay on taxes just like these rich men are doing? By the time you've completely watched this video, you would have learned about the thoughts and opinions of Grant Cardone on big earners and reducing taxes. Essentially how big earners cut back their taxes to zero. If it appears that the wealthy understand money in a way that the rest of us do not, it's because they do. According to the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report, there must be a reason why the richest 1% of the population now owns more than 40% of the world's wealth. Although the wealthy may possess certain secrets to earning riches, this does not mean that what they know must remain a secret. To learn more about how the top earners cut back on taxes, keep watching. There's a lot more coming. According to Grant Cardone, an American businessman and author, your biggest financial expense in life, whether you're a superstar or a business owner, is number one, your taxes. What the wealthy know is how to reduce their tax bill. What you don't know is that you need to get a handle on reducing your tax bill to zero and beyond. That's where you'd obtain tax refunds or credits in the future to bring your federal and state income taxes to zero. The large amount of federal income tax deducted from each paycheck is something that most individuals never get used to. Did you know that the IRS withholds a larger percentage of your earnings as you earn more? Before we continue, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Well, yes, they do. It's common knowledge. Is it possible to reduce your taxable income to the point where you pay no taxes? According to Cardone, the answer is yes. Even if you earn a lot of money, careful tax planning can help you lower your tax burden to nearly nothing. Keep watching this video to know how to do it. How much do Americans pay in taxes? The IRS collected more than $3.5 trillion in tax revenue in the fiscal year 2019, processed more than 250 million tax returns and other forms, and issued more than $452 billion in tax refunds. California, New York, and Texas were the states with the highest total tax collections, as well as the highest total refunds. The highest income earners bore the brunt of the tax burden. According to the IRS's most recent federal income tax data, the richest half of all taxpayers paid 97.1% of all individual income taxes in 2018. While the lowest half paid only 2.9%. The state of the tax code. The tax code is quite difficult to understand for most people. The underlying framework, on the other hand, is straightforward. As your income tax rises, your tax rate rises along with it. The intricacy stems from the numerous sources of income, as well as the various deductions and credits available to attentive taxpayers. When these deductions and credits phase out as income rises, the situation becomes more complicated. Individuals who take advantage of loopholes in the code, leading to the establishment of more laws, as well as government-driven initiatives and incentives, all contribute to the complexity of the tax system. And things are just getting more complicated thanks to President Donald Trump's 2017 Tax Reform and Jobs Act, which made significant changes to the tax law. How the average American can reduce their taxable income and pay no taxes. So let's get to the point. Is it possible for the typical American to pay no taxes? Indeed, some taxpayers could pay no tax even if their investment income exceeds $100,000. Regardless of your income or net worth, it's prudent to take advantage of all applicable tax deductions and credits. What's the point of playing a game if not to win it? Cardone said, so if you're earning $2 million a year, we're going to take that down to zero and you're going to keep earning your $2 million, but I'm going to show you how to use the two. So look, if you're earning a bunch of money, the goal is to take your earnings to reduce it to zero. Still have the money, but take the money and invest it. He continues. So let's say you're earning $2 million a year. If you live in New York City, $1 million of that is going to the IRS. That means you got to figure out how to live on $1 million. And say if you're a celebrity, out of that, you spend $200K for an agent, another $200,000 probably for a manager, and now you're having to live on $800,000. If you buy a house for your mother, you're freaking broke again. So I'm going to show you how to play the game. You earn $2 million, okay? Live on as little of that money as you can. In the beginning, don't spend earned income. Don't spend it. What you do is you invest it, and you use it in a second business or in real property, he intelligently adds. Now, we believe Cardone is correct. Aside from providing additional revenue, a side business has other tax benefits. Many expenses can be deducted from the revenue in the course of daily operations, lowering the total tax requirement. Health insurance premiums, which are accessible if certain conditions are met, are particularly essential tax deductions for self-employed individuals. A business owner can also deduct a portion of their home expenses with the home office deduction if they strictly follow IRS guidelines. Income can also be deducted for the share of utilities and internet utilized in the firm. To be eligible for these deductions, the taxpayer must operate the business for profit. The IRS considers a variety of variables which are detailed in IRS Publication 535. Taxpayers who have made a profit in 3 of the previous 5 years are deemed to be in a profit-making business. In 2019, the Secure Act, setting every community up for retirement enhancement, was passed. Employers who join multiple employer plans and offer retirement choices to their employees are eligible for tax breaks under the Secure Act. Understanding the property tax deduction. The owner of a property must pay taxes on the value of the property, which is assessed annually by a state and/or municipal government. If a property owner uses the property for personal purposes and itemizes deductions on their federal tax form, they can claim a tax deduction for some or all of the property taxes paid. Taxes paid at closing when purchasing or selling a home, as well as taxes paid to a county or town's tax assessor on the assessed value of a personal property, are all real estate taxes that can be deducted. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, defines personal property as a taxpayer's primary residence, vacation home, land, or foreign property. Cardone on real estate investment. So let's say I take $2 million. You're still going to have your $400,000 go to agents and managers. You've got $1.6 million. I want you to invest as much of that $1.6 million into real property. Real property will buy you about $4.8 million worth of, in this case, real estate. That $4.8 million worth of real estate, because it's got real property, $4.8 million, for instance, in a deal that I'm doing right now, will provide you with $2.4 million worth of depreciation. That reduces this tax bill of $1.6 million. After your managers, these are expenses, to negative $100,000 that can be carried forward into future years. That means next year, if you earn $2 million, you're walking into that year with an $800,000 credit against your income. Now you need to check with your tax attorney. You need to check with your accountant. Understanding the difference between wants and needs. Think long-term. Out of your passive income of the $1.6 million that you have invested, that you have left over, no watches, no houses in the beginning. Don't spend any money on meaningless stuff. No Ferraris. He discourages splurging and wasting money on unnecessary luxury goods. Take the $1.6 million, leverage it for about $4.8 million worth of real property. Okay, so you want to keep focused on your work or business, or you might want to put this money back into your business and zero out. Or you might want to reinvest in furnishings and equipment. If you're a musician who tours with equipment, anything you do to build your business will effectively reduce your earned revenue to zero. On a scale of 0 to 1, the tax bill is 0. Last year, 61% of all people in the United States did not pay any federal income taxes. You have to make sure that you take your earned revenue which you have a lot of because you have a lot of skill, and reinvest it properly so you can improve as a talent and/or plan for when you no longer have that talent. So after paying your agent and manager, you'd invest and leverage 3 to 4 times $4.8 million in real estate, giving you $2.4 million in depreciation in the first year. This is known as accelerated depreciation, and it's a little more complicated now. The wealthy know how to play this game, which is why they like to spend all of their hard-earned money on it. Some of the world's most powerful people earn between $0 and $1 per year. The real form of compensation comes in stock options. Make your money work for you. If you spend all of the $2.4 million in depreciation in 2021, you'll get it again in 2022. If you don't use it all, you'll get it again in 2023. And you'll do it every year after that, okay? I'm going to keep using the same strategy for reinvesting earned cash every year, because your passive income will continue to compound. This is known as the law of compound interest. If you're making a bunch of money right now, if you don't figure out how to reduce your tax bill to zero, doing what I just showed you, reinvesting in real assets to provide you and your family with income when you can, and how you can by doing it legitimately and legally by buying equipment, this is what all big corporations do. Why should Facebook pay no taxes? Why should Apple not pay taxes? Why would Amazon get tax credits and then you're sitting there because you're talented, you're paying a full load of almost everybody in the United States of America? Cardone argues. Hey, you've made it to the end of this video, so what do you think? Which of these unhealthy habits should you discard or unlearn ASAP? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. Now, if you'll excuse me, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.